What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 146. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by the Dress for Your Master, the Dominant himself, Bryant.
Live from the Hollow Nest.
And of course, we got the great Ace Attorney, Ash Destroy Him.
Yo, what up, guys?
There's actually not a lot today to discuss, except for rumors, and more rumors. There's actually quite a lot of rumors that appear this week alone, which is very interesting. And the only reason why we're going to talk about these rumors because I think there's a lot of credibility with who is saying these rumors. If you never watched the podcast before, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and follow over on Twitch. But also, you just to understand where I'm coming from, I don't usually like kind of talk about any rumor. There's specific rumors I look for, and I go based off of those because there's people who have a track record. There's a lot of people who just make up rumors as well because there's people say, "Oh yeah, I heard blah 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 is happening," but there's no credit to them whatsoever. And there's actual insiders who do figure these things out, and those are the rumors I like to talk about. So we are going to go ahead and talk about that. But before we go and talk about that, let's talk about what we've been playing. Starting with you, Brian.
I've been playing a plethora of things. I finally got my platinum in Death Stranding 2 on the beach.
Nice. I
After
saw that.
nearly 200 hours. After nearly 200 hours, it finally happened.
That's crazy.
200 hours. The end game grind, or rather the grind of getting 5 stars across all the settlements. I think there's 37 of them. It is a grind, man. Like I think my overall opinion of the game probably would have been 25% higher if the amount of stuff you have to do to get to 5 stars was just cut by like 25%. But it is just so much, and it's just because, like, I mean, when you think about it with Death Stranding 2, or the gameplay is delivering, right? What do you do when you deliver? You have to get something from somewhere, then deliver it to somewhere else, and then you have to go somewhere else to get something. And so there's a lot of back and forward going on, and when you're doing back and forth, that's a lot of time spent, because it's like, okay, you got to go to this one place. Okay, that takes enough time. Like, that's forward momentum. And it's like, okay, I'm not have to go all the way back to do this. So it takes a really long time. And I finally finished it, and it felt good to be done with it. I did overall enjoy it. I'd probably give it like A minus. I mean, it had a lot of really great quality of life improvements over the original Death Stranding that I really appreciated. But with Death Stranding, what I liked about it was, at the time, what an original experience it was, and it was just so insane. And I think I liked the world of the original Death Stranding better because it was a lot more like kind of like desolate, a lot more like you are the only person in the world right now. Whereas in Death Stranding 2, you don't see a lot of humans out and about. You might see like 2 or 3 in the whole game that are like in the same room as you, not on the because the whole game you're traveling on a ship, and I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about like people in the actual world. You see a couple people occasionally. But in the first game, I think you saw Fragile, and that was pretty much it. And at the end of the game, there's one other person you run into, but like not a lot. And so I liked how in the original game the environments were just very desolate. You were alone out in the woods, not the woods, but the wilderness, and having to make these deliveries. It just felt a lot more pure, I guess.
Yeah.
And in 2, you have all these monorails you can build. The roads you build in Death Stranding 2 have a second level to them. It's just a lot of back and forth. The BT areas feel like there is not as much of a threat for some reason. Maybe because you're given a lot of weaponry to take care of them this time. So I never really felt particularly frightened or anything of the BTs or anxious about losing packages. But yeah, it was really good overall. It's not my game of the year, as I've mentioned before, but still Claire Obscure. I've also been going back into Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, still liking that.
Nice.
However, I am liking Shinobi Art of Vengeance better than Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, which surprises me because I've never played a Shinobi game before, and I don't know how this Shinobi game is compared to other Shinobi games because I've never played one before. But this is a Metroidvania kind of game. It's beautiful. It's stunning how beautiful it is. It's kind of like that Okami traditional Japanese art style, and it's just on like an OLED TV, Steam Deck OLED, whatever. It looks amazing. The gameplay is really interesting with the combos you can do, the various gameplay mechanics to like execute enemies and stuff like that. Very, very, very good stuff. And if it was just a straight up action game, I'd probably put it on the same level as Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. But since it's a Metroidvania, which is kind of near and dear to my heart, I kind of give that the nudge above. And I need to get back to Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I also started up Kirby in the Forgotten Land. What's it called? What's the subtitle called for the new bit?
I
The
forgot. The ice something or the frozen something, isn't it?
is it the Frozen Wilds?
I don't know.
Let me look it up.
No, damn. I've already forgot
Kirby
about that.
Switch 2.
Kirby. Oh shoot, what happened here?
The Forgotten Land, Star-Crossed.
Yeah,
World?
Starcross Worlds.
Star-Crossed World. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Starcross
Um,
Worlds. Now I remember.
it wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. I started playing it last, maybe not last night, the night before that I started playing it, and I thought that it was gonna be like a whole nother world to go to, and
Yeah.
that's not what it is. It's just kind of like star-crossed versions of
Same
levels
world.
that are already in the game, and you kind of just hit these little things, and it makes it just kind of like morphs the level a little bit. I can't think of a specific example right now, but I know there are examples of that with games like where there's like a remix version of a world or a level that you're in that you can go back to. Kind of like not at all the same thing, but Mega Man 3 after you beat the initial 8 robot masters, the four of the levels open up and you have to go fight you have to go back into those levels again. The levels are much harder, but they're like remixed versions of the four stages. It's kind of like that, but it's not it's not difficult. It's Kirby. Kirby's not difficult, but it's fun. It's fine. I was a little disappointed that it was just so similar. And then lastly, I guess I'll talk about I started playing Hollow Knight again, just because Silk Song came out today, and I just really wanted to get into that game and get a feel for it. Again, another Metroidvania game, although I found out today while playing it that not only is it a Metroidvania, but it's kind of like a Souls-like as well.
Yeah.
Because if you die in the game, you lose your coins and stuff, and that's like your currency to buy things. And you have to, if you die, you have to go back and kill this like black soul version of yourself to get your coins back and everything. So I'm fine with that though. I'm good with Souls-like games as long as the overall game doesn't overwhelm me, kind of like Star Wars Jedi, Stellar Blade. Like I'm okay with that gameplay. It's just when you start going into the Elden Ring, the Dark Souls with all the stats and the levels and the exploration, that's where I start getting really my eyes start spinning. So I'm really enjoying Hollow Knight. I just have so much stuff to play that I'm just kind of touching, going into this thing, going into that thing, trying to enjoy that thing, finishing this thing, and there's just so much to play, not enough time. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
It's funny with Hollow Knight. Gene Park kind of has like the same thoughts that I had, that the music was not as great, and that kind of helped him like drop off of it. And that was the same thing with me. Like I wasn't a fan of the music either, and no offense to the composer, but like it just wasn't my cup of tea, and that was part of why I dropped off. Because I remember playing it and I was getting like sleepy. I was like, man, like this is, I'm getting kind of
Very
bored of
tranquil game.
this. Yeah, so I'm like, I want to eventually go back and give it a try because I love Metroidvanias. I just don't know when. It's definitely not on my priority list right now. Kind of disappointed though because you asked about what Fire Emblem game should you start with, and I was hoping you started trying one. And no
No, not
mention of
yet.
Fire Emblem. Did you decide on
Not
which
yet.
one you're gonna try, or you're gonna research a little bit more?
I might do Engage.
Engage. Yeah, I was gonna tell you like Engage. This is on the Switch and it's there. It looks great too. Like it for a Switch game, the art style they chose is really good. The negative that people have for Engage is the characters are very kind of like, you meet a lot of characters, but outside of their introduction, they're kind of just like there after that. Except for the main princes and prince and princesses of each kingdom. They're kind of like the main ones that talk, and of course the emblems themselves. But like Fire Emblem usually have decent stories. They're never the best. There's some of them that have really good stories. Some of them are just like okay. It's really the combat that I like, and that's why I really gauge Fire Emblem on. And Engage definitely brings it kind of back to how what I liked about Fire Emblem, which is why I like Engage. And you'll see a lot of die-hard Fire Emblem fans like Engage over Three Houses. Did you play Engage, Ash?
No, not yet. But
No? Okay.
I know my roommate of mine played Engage before, and he actually liked the game a lot. So I might just borrow his copy and go from there.
Yeah, Engage is definitely one of my favorites. They have a cool throwback, so because you have the emblems from the older Final Fantasy games, and to unlock kind of like their final abilities or final form, whatever you want to call it, you have to do a map that's based off of a like key point in their story, which is kind of cool. So like Ike has the and Ash will remember this. There's a map where you're in a fortress and they're coming in to attack you, so you're surrounded. Uh
Oh god, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That was a bit of you, especially
yeah.
played on hard mode,
That
man.
that
Jesus.
that map is pretty hard because you're in a fortress. You only have like five, I think five members, maybe six at the time,
Yeah.
and they're
Hmm.
surrounded you. So they're coming from all these different routes, and literally they're just tunnel routes. So you can't really spread apart. So you have to kind of figure out how to go there. But they throw in a freaking curveball where you are when you're in the fortress, Ike is at the top. So you're like, okay, I played Path of Radiance. I know what to do. You cover these entrances and kind of like rotate your character. At least that's how I did it. I rotate my characters in and out and getting damage and shielded. But then Ike goes and just destroys the fortress and goes straight for you. You're like, oh, I was not expecting that. And now you're scrambling to figure out how to fight Ike because he's literally just destroying you because he's OP. So yeah, there's some good maps. Like I think if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, you'll love Fire Emblem. It's a lot of tactics. Tactics definitely has an amazing story, which what keeps it up there. But I think the combat in Fire Emblem is way better than Tactics. Um,
Hmm.
which is, I like Tactics. I like Tactics Advance. I love Tactics A too. But I still think Fire Emblem has the better Tactics battle style, I guess, for lack of better words. Uh,
Is
yeah,
your favorite story that DS one,
the 3DS
the one
one.
with like the boy and the girl, with
Yeah.
the red
Oops.
haired guy, redhead girl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
that one's
one.
called Fire Emblem Shadows of Valencia.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is my
Is
favorite
that your
one.
favorite
Oh wait,
story?
my camera's over
Yeah.
here. Yeah. I love this story. Amazing.
Okay.
Um and main reason like they have amazing voice acting. This one's also a little bit different. They have a cool thing where there's these little dungeons you go into, and when you explore the dungeons, it's like a 3D. I don't know how to put it. You're actually running around. So you're the character in the 3D model running around these dungeons, and you'll
Like first
see
person?
no, not first person,
Yeah,
like third person.
a
Okay.
It's
third person ish.
yes,
Yeah.
but when you'll see an enemy, and then if you strike them, then you get the advantage, and then you do a small tactics battle. But it's not like a long like battle. It's maybe you can probably finish it in like 3 or 4 turns. So they're pretty short, but it's pretty cool because then you explore the dungeon, you find items. There's a bunch of hidden dungeons like that around there. But what I really like about that one is how the story progresses is you can choose between or Celica, right? But it's like you're not so like you can say, okay, I want to do Celica's story, and then maybe halfway you're like, all right, let me go to and then you could just switch to and start doing it. And then once you beat, let's say, story, then now you're forced to play Celica and finish it through. And then once you beat that, then the next chapter starts. And then again, you go back and forth between the two, which is kind of cool. Really cool mechanics in there. Really, really love that one. That is a remake of the
It's hard
second.
though, isn't it?
The original one was. This one is. I don't think it's that hard.
Okay.
Like there's only one map. Uh, there's one map that was very difficult. It's because there's these mages that teleport, and they're very annoying. So a lot of Fire Emblem, at least the way my party is set up, is I have my healers in the background, and then I kind of move in a circle. So everybody surrounds my healers, and then we all like move forward together, depending on the map, of course. In this one, you're at the bottom of a mountain. So of course, archers that are up top have advantage to shoot you. So you're slowly moving up into there. But one of the main things is that you have to worry about is these mages. They teleport. So they'll teleport out of nowhere and just show up right in front of you, and they do crazy damage. Magic is way overpowered in this game. So like you have to worry about the magic being used. So, but yeah, I recommend it. A little bit different from traditional Fire Emblem. There's some mechanics in there are only in that game, but that's about it. But yeah, Ash, what you been playing?
Not too much actually. It's still the same stuff. I took like a small knee break from Expedition 33. Funny enough, even though I'm at like
Finish
level
it.
80. Hey, listen. I finished up Cyberpunk Edge Runners recently. They got me really sad and depressed, and I wanted to start Cyberpunk 2077 back up again. Okay, and
Okay. Expedition
yeah.
33 isn't for the lighthearted, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. I do have to say though. I did get hit with some spoilers a little bit with the Simon boss fight. I'm like, goddamn, my hand gotta be ready for
I want
that,
to see you
man. That's
stream it
crazy.
and beat it. I want to see it.
I'd
If I
rather
can
just
do it, you
record it,
can do it.
honestly. Oh no, I know I can do it. I'm just like, when I saw some of those combos, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the true troll right there. So, but yeah, just been like laying back, just so I still playing between Wuthering Waves and Zone a little bit here and there, but yeah, primarily it's both Expedition and the Cyberpunk 2077 that I'm mainly playing. I'm like now noticing on how actually good Cyberpunk is when it comes to like at least the skill trees and everything that you can mess with. Um, Now, I just need to, get there at that point. It's all about it's an RPG, so you got to build up your skill tree and stuff, so that way you can get all the godlike hacks and everything. Um, but yeah, I think the things I'm looking forward to the most when doing Cyberpunk is probably doing the Easter egg quest, where you essentially do a quest for Falco, which is one of the characters from my Edge Runners. And oh, wait a minute, before I even go there, do you guys even watch anime? I just forgot.
Yeah, I watched it.
What you talking about, the Cyberpunk anime?
Edge Runners.
Yeah,
Or
Edge Runners. Yeah.
no, I haven't watched Edge Runners yet.
Oh yeah. Let me
I did.
let me slow down. Let me slow down. Well, there's an Easter egg quest for Edge Runners that I'm looking forward to do, and there's also an Easter egg weapon that I'm going to find, which I'm not going to talk about that most definitely because that's also a spoiler thing too. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing those because I just really love the anime a lot and stuff. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that's
eventually
pretty.
wanna watch it. It's just every time I go and like, today's the day I'm gonna watch it. Then I start going back to One Piece and trying to catch up. So
Dude, the
it's
series is like 10 episodes.
I don't
10
know.
episodes, man. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
10
So
episodes. Trust me, I've been trying to finish Lazarus also because I think season one is only like if and that's if it didn't end, it's like 12 episodes or something. And I still like I go and look at it and I'm like, nah, let me go back to One Piece and continue.
Edge
So
Runners is
yeah,
very good.
mhm.
give One Piece a break, man. Listen, Edge Runners, you can finish that within the day if you wanted to, but I know you're busy and stuff. So maybe during your lunch break, watch one episode of Edge Runners or something like that.
Because
I
they're
don't
30
know.
minutes each. Or they're
No,
not an hour.
no, they're 24. They're actually 24 minutes. That's like the
Yeah, that's
average
what I mean. They're not
time.
an hour.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
24 minutes.
yeah, exactly. So
Which funny, yeah, recently I've been trying to catch up on My Hero also.
I
Uh,
haven't
yeah,
caught up on
true.
that.
Yeah, true. I need to
Very
catch up
good.
with it too because I know they're about to do like the last season
yeah.
to
Yep.
correspond with the
Yeah.
last set of the
Demon
manga.
Slayer
So
as
yeah.
well. I've been
I'm
on
caught up on
the
that too. I'm actually going to see the movie not next week, but the week after that. Can't wait.
nice. Yeah, I gotta catch up on Demon Slayer as well. I am the Hashira training arc. That's where I'm at.
Mhm.
I read the
Yeah.
manga, so I know the ending, but like I want to see the anime too. It's kind of like JJK. I
Oh,
want to
you know
see.
the whole thing ends?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The Hashira training arc was boring up until or it was okay, and then the last episode happened, and it made it all worthwhile what
Yeah.
happens in the last episode.
Yeah, I know how that ends, and I saw it animated too. I was like, this is like
Yeah, that was dope.
anime. A lot of people, they love the manga. I always say watch the anime too. While sometimes they differ, and people sometimes complain about certain scenes, but I think a lot of the animation is great.
Oh, it's
Like
beautiful.
JJK, like I want to knows that I think the ending is horrible. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think it has a bad ending.
Of Demon Slayer, they think? You
No,
think
not
the
well.
ending of
No,
Demon Slayer is bad?
Demon Slayer is not that bad. I'm not a fan of the ending of Demon Slayer either.
Oh.
And it's just the way I just felt like anime since Naruto. I feel like they don't know how to end. Like mainly like the shonen animes, right? They don't know how to end their anime anymore.
I liked how Attack on Titan ended. I thought that was a good ending.
Yeah, but that's not really a shonen ending. I would say that's a little bit
Oh,
different.
okay.
Yeah, But even then, Attack on Titan. Have you watched Code Geass?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So if you would have watched Code Geass, then you would have been underwhelmed. I'll just leave it at that. Because
What's
yeah,
JJK?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
I've
Yeah,
never. Maybe I've heard of that. I'm not sure.
yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's like they're jujutsu sorcerers, right? And they basically fight um what are they? No, I can't even think of it. Like they're like ghosts, right? No, they're like demons, I guess. Um, I guess they're like demons, technically speaking. I don't know what are they considered. They're curses. There we go. That's where they fight curses, which are basically like demons. And there you have these people who basically exorcise them, so they fight them, kind of destroy them. But like the what really threw me in is that first season, how Itadori kind of references the Kamehameha, or like he's being trained. So like he gets happy. He's like, "Oh, are you gonna teach me the Kamehameha or the Rasengan?" It's kind of cool because they actually show him like doing the moves and things like that, and that kind of like drew me in. I was like, all right, I like when anime reference like other anime, because then
Mm.
I just think it's kind of cool. But like the characters there are also pretty cool. It's just once it gets towards the ending, you're like, man, like the minute the last arc started happening, I was like, I know how this is gonna end, and I think it's dumb. And then sure enough, it was dumb. So, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is not an anime podcast, even though we do just talk about a lot of
It can
anime
be.
here. We could be. That is true. We could be. I'll have to catch up on a lot more anime. All right, there are some smaller. Oh, actually, I didn't go over what I was playing. I've been playing Unicorn Overlord. I got back
I
into
saw that.
that. Yeah, the reason why I stopped is because sometimes maps take a very long time. I was on one map for about 2 hours. It
Wow.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, because they sometimes take a very long time. And what it is it's not like Fire Emblem where you get rid of a unit, then they're kind of like done and you move on. This is RTS, so you have to wait for them to reach the area. But in each stronghold, they can keep summoning units. You have to keep fighting those units, and it's just a lot. And then what you do is you start with three. So you have these, I forgot what the points are. There's this like on the top left, there's like points. And as you defeat an enemy, the bar increases, so you get an extra point. Each point you can use on either an ability or to summon more of your soldiers. So because you start with three, you only have three soldiers, like three units there, and you have to build that up to summon more. So I was doing this crazy map where there are four entryways for these like for the enemy soldiers to be resummoned over and over again. And then I'm also trying to do a story beat to recruit the main enemy. Like Fire Emblem, you can recruit the enemy by having a certain character speak to that enemy that has a relationship. And they hint it a little bit easier in here compared to Fire Emblem. You kind of didn't know, you had to guess who talks to who. But here they hinted at who had to talk to this person. So I was like, all right, cool. I gotta make this unit go over there and talk to her before I beat her so I can recruit her. But yeah, it took me 2 hours to beat that because it's just a ruthless onslaught of not over and over and over just getting attacked. Like, oh my goodness. But then after that, I started doing the more subtle like side missions and kind of cleaning up everything, and those were a little bit quicker. But the main story missions can be crazy long. But yeah, I was playing that, and Dragon Quest 3, just going in and grinding. Like I'll go ahead and grind, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired because I'm severely underleveled. I don't know how I got severely underleveled where I'm at, but I am, and I have to continue grinding to level up, or else I'm not gonna be able to beat the boss where I'm at. So yeah, that's that. Good, both good games. 100% recommend Unicorn Overlord. Great game. I believe it's on PS Plus right now.
Oh,
For
gotta go add that to the library if you haven't already.
Yeah, well, not through that. It's through the catalog that they have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it is on there to go ahead and play. Well worth it. Runs great on Switch. So if you want to play it on Switch, runs amazingly well, looks amazingly well. The art style that it has, I mean, it's not really that demanding. So great game on there. I'm sure it looks even better in 4K, but looks great on Switch. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some smaller news. I'm gonna start off with one of the topics that I put in the description, and that is Forsaken. Forsaken 64 is available on Nintendo Switch Online, the mature edition of the console. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is not so much for the game itself, but rather what the game is probably hinting at. If you remember, quite some time ago, there was somebody who was able to go ahead and look into and see what games were actually shown in the Nintendo Switch Online portion of a video that showed up. And in the background, when you go into the menu, it usually blurs out the box art. And there was what looked to be 4 different box arts on there. There was Smash Bros. 64, Donkey Kong 64, another game that I don't remember, and the last one was Forsaken. Forsaken 64 was also one of those box arts. And I just thought it was kind of funny that now this game is available on Nintendo Switch Online. It has me wondering, are those other games going to be coming? Because I've been asking for Smash 64 to be on Nintendo Switch Online for the longest. Yes, it's not, doesn't hold up to like Smash Ultimate or even Melee, but it's still fun. It's a nice game to go ahead and play around, kill some time, because it's still fun nonetheless. And nostalgia kicks in. Like I remember renting it from Blockbuster and playing it nonstop on my N64. So I would love for that game to be there. Donkey Kong 64 as well. I would love that to be on there. I know a lot of people hate on the game, but at least as a kid, I remember enjoying it. I don't know if I will enjoy it today, but as a kid, I remember enjoying it. So I do want to give it another try and play around with that as well. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is kind of confirming that what people had saw, or is it just kind of like, it's one of those things that it's just a coincidence?
No, it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was like, I'm trying to think of an example. If it was, let's say, I don't know, Super Mario 64 hadn't come out on the service yet for whatever reason. Like,
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of like a tentpole game for 64 that eventually was going to come. Star Fox 64 or something. Let's just say that. Um, Star Fox 64, like they showed some mock-up art of an obscured N64 Switch Online screen, and it was, oh, we're releasing Star Fox or something like that, and then in the background it showed just like a few random smattering of titles, like, oh, this could be Donkey Kong, this could be Smash Brothers. I'd be like, okay, that's probably just a coincidence. That's just kind of like the key art or whatever that they're
Mhm.
going with, just to kind of show an example. But Forsaken is just so specific that it just screams to me that it's unlikely that this art they're showing with Forsaken is it's not legitimate. Like that's 100% real. Like it has to be. And I mean, come on. Especially with Donkey Kong, like Bonanza just came out, that's been a huge hit. I wondered why they didn't. Well, I guess they probably didn't want to release 64 right around Bonanza just to not
Yeah.
overwhelm things, because 64 is famously a grind with all the stuff you have to collect. So maybe after people kind of finished with Bonanza, they'll release Donkey Kong 64 in the fall along with like Smash Brothers, and that'd be kind of a nice little 1-2 punch in the fall. So yeah, I think it's real.
That'd be awesome. What about you, Ash?
Yeah, I think it's real too. I mean, I feel like it doesn't make any sense for you to show the box art like ahead of time and not say it's not going to come to Nintendo Switch Online or something like that. So like, I wasn't really paying attention to the leaks, but like I feel like all the stuff is true in my personal opinion.
Yeah, it was hidden behind the menu, so the menu gets blurred out, and people didn't realize, they were just speculating. But somebody went in and like, look, hey, this is exactly that. And I remember seeing that first leak. I was like, no, that can't be true. But then Game Explain did a video, and they went into Photoshop. They had the box art for Smash 64. They took the clip of what they're showing. He lined it up and he added in the Gaussian blur effect on this box art. And sure enough, it was a 1-to-1 exact replica. And then he did it again with Donkey Kong, Forsaken, and I don't remember that other game. I just know it's a game I never played and a game I probably just didn't care about. But yeah, those were those 4 games. What up, Geek? Welcome to the podcast, man.
Hey, geek.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's true as well, and I'm excited. I'm hyped. I hope we get it sometime, because that's 4 games. So if we get Forsaken this month, last month, what did we get? Did we get like Killer Instincts? Was that last month, or was that the month
Yeah,
before that?
I think that was last month.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then, if Forsaken's now, I would love next month to be Smash. I'd be super happy.
Yeah.
That'd be
Same
great.
here. I mean, yeah, like you said before, it doesn't hold up to like the newer Smash Brothers, but I mean, the game is still fun
Hmm.
regardless, and it's fun to like sit back and play a little bit from time to time to just to relive your memories, So
Yeah, exactly. And I would play it a lot, kind of like Pokemon Puzzle League. I go back to Pokemon Puzzle League a lot just to play because it's fun and it's just reliving like my childhood. I played a lot of Pokemon Puzzle League. Great puzzle game. If you haven't played it, highly recommend it. I would love a new
No,
Pokemon
it's
Puzzle
fun.
League. Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about Pokemon Puzzle League is you can kind of just like button mash on the squares and you'll get matches. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Yeah, I mean, you can get lucky.
It's still fun though.
I've seen people. It doesn't work in hard mode though. Once you're in hard mode,
Mm.
because everything goes so fast, that is not working. I'm doing right now. So there's easy, normal, hard. Then there's like very hard, and then I think like super hard or something. I'm on the hardest difficulty right now, and like I know I'm very hard. The end, you have to fight Mewtwo, but then like you get a secret ending, and they're like, oh, there's actually no, there's very hard, super hard, and then there's another hard mode that you have to unlock by pressing a button combination, and that's the one that I'm doing, and that one's like a lot more difficult. But yeah, that's yeah, what fun game, fun game. All right, continuing with some more Nintendo news. There's a lot of Nintendo news that we're going to be talking about today. Star Wars Outlaws. So there's a lot of controversy with Outlaws. Did you guys see the original GVG video at all, where he was like
uh,
discussing like his talk or his what's it called? His I don't know why I can't think of the right word right now. His experience with the game at PAX East
I
or
did
West,
not,
whatever, whichever one it was.
I did not, but I did watch like another content creator's like review
Hmm.
of the game, and when I was looking at the raw footage of it, I mean, yeah, I was expecting the game to run at 30 FPS, but the thing I was noticing is on like smaller artifacts in the game that they were like kind of ghosting a little bit, and I'm just like, ooh, that's a bit
Mm,
that's a bit oof, if anything. I have to show you the video that I was watching, but I mean,
yeah.
for the most part, the game does look good on the Switch too. It's just that those little ghosting artifacts that you see that just bother me, and I wasn't even trying to look for that.
Yeah.
I just saw it,
Hmm.
which that's not really a good thing. So, but what did the people at GVG had to say about it? I guess.
Yeah, well, I think it was, I believe it was Steve who did that. And like he originally had stated that like the game ran terrible. It looks terrible. And, was kind of saying like it's just not up to like the standards it should be. And I'm paraphrasing, of course, what he was going at. And this is no shade at GVG at all or Steve, because a part of me thinks that maybe what he did play at PAX East is possibly that is exactly what he saw. Because I don't think you can make a mistake at it dropping frame rates and running below 30 and it just looking terrible. Like I just feel like that's something that you would know right away. And I don't discount what he saw at PAX East. But then footage of the game started leaking of the well, I would say is the final build. And it doesn't look like anything that he was describing. It looks like a solid 30 FPS where here and there might be drops like in bigger areas, but for the most part it's solid 30 FPS. It's been confirmed that ray tracing is actually enabled. So it is actually using ray tracing on the Switch too, which is impressive. Ubisoft confirmed it themselves that because the ray tracing was built into the game itself, they can't really shut it off. So it is using, but they were able to tone it down a little bit, but ray tracing is being used on this game. And it's also confirmed that we know of this is the first game that's actually using DLSS. I don't even think Cyberpunk was using DLSS to my knowledge, but this game is using DLSS on there, which is why it's able to look pretty good. And there's some comparisons of how it looks on, PS5 compared to the Switch 2. And I gotta say, the game looks good. It looks really good. I'm impressed with what they did on the Switch 2. From what I know, it does not run at all on the Steam Deck. And on the ROG Ally X, it just stutters quite a lot. But on Switch 2, it seems to be almost a locked 30 FPS with some small minor hiccups here and there there is artifacting. A lot of it's in the hair, but of course DLSS just makes hair look not that great. And I'm sure a lot of it is probably to do with DLSS in terms of there is ghosting in the video you saw. The video I saw didn't have any ghosting, but I don't know how old that video was because these a lot of these videos were popping up today to show it. GBG did come out with another video giving their thoughts, and it was by Steve again. And in the beginning, he does apologize. He says he was wrong about Star Wars Outlaws, that he wasn't trying to like ruin its reputation or anything like that. But he said that he thought that's what he saw at PAX. And I'm gonna give him the saying that I think that is probably what he saw. It's 100% possible it was an older build that was being shown over there versus the final game. But I mean, we will never know. But props to him. He went ahead and said that he was wrong, and he wasn't trying to make the developers like hurt, because negative press can hurt a game. And GVG was one of the first people to come in with impressions on Star Wars Outlaws. And a lot of people are kind of upset with the way a lot of games are coming to Switch 2 and how they're running on lower frame rates. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is one of those. It's just don't even get me started on what they're doing with that game on Switch 2. It's very embarrassing. But like a lot of people are upset at that, and it's like, come on, you can do better. We know the Switch 2 is more powerful than the Steam Deck, so why can't we get better than Steam Deck quality ports? So, but yeah, is anybody here planning on picking up Star Wars Outlaws at all, or no?
Not really. Not really. I'm not too much of a Star Wars guy, and plus, when I saw the gameplay, it didn't look fun either, so didn't really care for it. I would do like to say though is if they can provide an option for the consumer to switch to like performance mode where RTX is not on, so that way they can play at 60. I think that'd be beneficial if anything. So.
I don't think they can with that game. From what I heard, it's like literally like ray tracing is built into the game. They can't remove it at all. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. That's not good design, but okay.
Got it. There's some other games that were like that too. That I found out. There are some games that have ray tracing just built into the game, which kind of hurts. But
yeah, it does hurt. But yeah,
that's why it struggles on the Steam Deck. Like it can't run at 30 FPS on a Steam Deck at 720p because ray tracing is built into it, and it just can't handle that. So impressive stuff for the Switch too. Like this is probably one of those technical marvels for Switch 2. More so than Cyberpunk, which is what a lot of people are saying. So I'm excited. I will agree that I wish we had more performance to fidelity, like graphics fidelity. Because like Final Fantasy VII Remake, there's only a 30 FPS. And the game looks great. It looks better than PS4. Maybe not as good as PS5, but better than PS4, but you're only going to be able to play at 30 FPS. I would like to sacrifice it and maybe get PS4 quality, but have higher frame rate. Because you can do it. The Steam Deck can run it. Again, the Steam Deck can run it at 45 FPS at low settings. That means the Switch 2 should definitely be able to run it at 60 FPS at low settings. But, who knows? I'm not a developer. Maybe there's something specific that they can't do on the Switch 2 for whatever reason. That or the specs on the Switch 2 were all a lie. So. And we just bought
oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying we just bought a fake, what we thought was the specs, but they lied about it. Go ahead, Bryant.
I was gonna say I own Star Wars Outlaws on other platforms, but Switch isn't gonna be one of them. I mean, if it was like, I think there's like an Ultimate Edition. If the Ultimate Edition was on sale for like $20, like okay, maybe I'd pick it up just to have another cool Star Wars game on Switch. But as far as like full price, $60, $80 or $100 for the Ultimate Edition, hell no, no way that's happening. No, and it surprises me because that game sold so soft. I don't think it was a really big hit. It certainly wasn't like critically acclaimed. I think it was like it was like 7s and 8s, I think, or if that. And I don't think it really lit the world on fire. So I'm surprised they put the resources in to put it into Switch 2. Do they really think it's going to sell on Switch 2 that well? Like maybe for kids, but it's not really a kids game. I think it's more of like a young adult teen, kind of like a 16-year-old game. But that's surprising that's the one that they're kind of pulling.
Yeah, I might pick it up. Like I've been wanting to play the game and never got it on PS5 because like I wasn't using my PS5 that much. And then get it on PC because I heard of how bad it runs on ROG Ally and the Steam Deck. So I was waiting, and now it's available on Switch. So I might pick it up on Switch too, just to have and play and see how it is. But that's definitely on my list. There's another game that I was thinking about that I want to pick up. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the Chronos game that comes out tomorrow. Definitely want to play that as well.
At least the big takeaway from us is that this further demonstrates that the the Switch 2 can definitely handle
Mm-hmm.
what some of the modern games can compare to like the today's PC handhelds and
Yeah.
stuff. So I just really wish some devs can be more serious when providing like ports or updates for the games. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about the team for Sparking Zero. Like, come on, like Jesus Christ, that is so atrocious. I mean, jeez, I just do
Oh yeah.
better. That's all I think.
Apparently it's running the Star Wars Outlaws in dock mode is running at 1440p 30, which I thought was impressive.
With ray tracing, since that's built
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no at that point there's literally no excuse.
Yeah. That's like when I saw that, I'm like, yo, like there's definitely no excuse for Bandai Namco for Sparking Zero to be 800p in dock mode or whatever it is at 30 FPS. Like, especially for a game like Sparking Zero when you compare it to Star Wars Outlaws. Um, yeah, interesting stuff there. All right, moving on to some more discussions on Switch 2 and more rumors on Switch 2. Resident Evil Requiem. So somebody supposedly has insider knowledge saying that Resident Evil Requiem is coming to Switch 2, as well as, you wouldn't believe this, PlayStation 4. There will be a PlayStation 4 version of Resident Evil Requiem in Switch 2. What do you guys think about that?
Not down with it.
No? You wouldn't get
I don't want them to kneecap it.
No?
I don't want them to kneecap Requiem. Let's bury the PS4. Like I know that that a lot of people have PS4s, but I mean, there's so many games that are pulling support for PS4. Genshin Impact,
Mm-hmm.
PUBG. They're not gonna be onboarding PS4 anymore, and they're not gonna let you play on it anymore. And it's just, for how long do we have to let new games suffer to satisfy the user base of PS4? It's just, if you haven't bought a PS4 yet, or sorry, PS5 yet, in 2025, and you want to play like the newest greatest thing, like I'm sorry, like I understand if it was like a year or something after it came out, you still want, like when they did like God of War or whatever. I mean, even then it's kind of like, this is a flagship thing, you kind of want to have the most eye-popping graphics out there. But I understood kind of, a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, why they did that. But it's like, okay, come on, it's been out for 5 years now. We're getting into the end of the cycle, honestly. Like it's past the halfway point of its life. How much longer are we going to keep on babysitting the PS4, and what is that doing for artistic visions? It's just, no, make this a PS5 game. It's going to sell well enough. The PS5 is an insanely well-selling console. Let's just move on.
But would you be okay if so, well, let me actually say the rumor first, and then we'll go from there. Because the rumor is that it is a PS5 game, but they're kind of like having a different version for like PS4 and Switch 2. Kind of like, how back in the days, like
So,
Sonic Unleashed, there was a 360 and PS3 version, and then the Wii version and PS2 version were different.
like what they used to do with like Call of Duty on
Yeah.
Wii, like kind of make like a
Yeah.
cheap version of it or whatever. Okay. I don't know. I guess if they called it Resident Evil Requiem S version or something like that, and it was the PS5 version, but it was just scaled down and everything, like, I guess that I'm okay with, I guess. But as long as it didn't have anything to do, like anything to negatively impact the PS5's build, then I guess I'm okay with it.
What about you, Ash? What do you think about this?
If anything, like I'm pretty sure the reason why they even try to put the game on the PS4 because they already have a huge install base with it to begin with. So they're just trying to get it out to the most people as they possibly can and stuff and everything. So, if it does come to PS4, good for the people that still want to play Requiem, but still can't get a PS5 just yet. So, because like I've been like noticing that like with certain devs, they want to get their stuff out to as many people as they possibly can, and if the install base is not that big and stuff, they might it would be more beneficial for them to even to go multi-platform, you know.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, Marvel Rivals is also coming to PS4. They just announced that September 12th, I believe it launches on PS4, which is crazy.
I want to see more Marvel Rivals on Switch too.
Yeah. I actually thought they were gonna do Marvel Rivals on Switch too. That'd be great. Like I wouldn't mind playing on Switch too. I played on my ROG Ally X and it runs good. Like I have no issues. I have to use frame gen though to get it to have 60 FPS, but I'm sure a better optimized version on the Switch 2 would run, better overall. And that's having I don't remember what my graphics setting is. I think I don't have it on low. I have it on medium because low looks too ugly. So I have to put at least medium graphics setting. So that's another game. But yeah, Resident Evil Requiem on Switch 2. Like it's interesting that this rumor is happening. Apparently, they're like this person is also credible. They discussed the PlayStation 4 version of Resident Evil 4 as well, which we know that for the longest time it was only shown as a PS5 and Series X and PC game, and then like right before it came out, they announced that they are also doing a PlayStation 4 version for Resident Evil 4, which a lot of people were surprised. But in this case, there is a PS4 version of this game instead of Requiem, which that is more surprising because Requiem is brand new, and like you said, like it's right now. We're 5 years, almost 6 years into. Well, no, yeah, we're about 5 years exactly. Give me 1 second, Brian. If you want to carry the conversation real quick, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no.
About Resident Evil. Okay. So how about Resident Evil? I did finish 7, 8, and 4 and 5. Never finished 6. What was your favorite, Ash?
I never touched 6. Honestly, I'm more call me old fashioned or overrated, but I really like Resident Evil 4, both OG and remake.
Which one do you like better between 4 and remake and OG?
It's hard to say. It really depends on what you're looking for because it still has the same cheesy dialogue, but you also miss like the old graphic aesthetics from the OG version of it. I don't know what it is, and also the sound design too, for sound designs and sound and voice lines from the voice actors, because they're definitely a bit more different because the game was made like a lot or earlier compared to remake and stuff. But it just depends what you're aiming for and what you're in the mood for. I just love both of them because they're good. So
the cool thing is they both exist by themselves. Like you can go back and play 4 and it's great, and you can play the remake and it's great. That's probably one of the coolest things about it. Hi James, welcome back.
Yeah, I am back. Sorry about that. Yeah, like that is one thing that I do like. That it's kind of like Resident Evil Remake, right? Resident Evil 1 exists by itself with Resident Evil 2, though 2 has a little, or not Resident Evil 2, I'm sorry, Resident Evil Remake on GameCube. Though like there is quality of life stuff in Resident Evil Remake, they are still technically different. I remember, I don't know if did you guys ever play the Resident Evil version that was on DS?
Are you talking about like Revelations, or are you talking about
No.
Mercenaries?
Are you talking about Mercenaries where they just grab that portion from Resident Evil 4 and just put it
not
on the 3DS?
Mercenaries. See, a lot of people don't know that. There was a DS version of Resident Evil 1. And to do like the
puzzle in the States?
Yeah, came out here in the US.
Oh,
Yep.
interesting.
It was called, it had I forgot what was the name of the subtitle. Let me find out. Resident Evil
Dead House.
Is that what it was?
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea.
Deadly Science. Or Silence. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it's funny, there's a screenshot here. So there's times where you would walk into a door and then like zombies would just bombard you, and then it was like a first person view, and you had to kind of like I'm thinking like House of Dead, right? Like not so much a rail shooter, but like they're coming at you and you have to use these stylus to go ahead and like swipe them away. They had like mini games there, or some of the puzzles you had to use the touchscreen to do the puzzles versus the puzzles that were actually built in. So there was a lot of cool stuff there, but it was the whole Resident Evil 1 experience where you had the map and on one screen and then the actual game on the other screen. So it was pretty cool. But that's like they had that, and around the same time you had Resident Evil Remake, so you were able to play. Well, actually, this was after Resident Evil Remake. They kept that version of the game still alive, so that's pretty neat. Um, coming like to going back to the Requiem situation, I think it makes sense, right? Like Switch 2, we know is not up to the standards of PS5, right? We know it's not as powerful as a PS5, but I do think it can. It's showing that it's punching above its weight class when you see it pretty much on par, if not better, than the Xbox Series S version of said games. Minus Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is a weird anomaly, and there's some other games out there that makes you just kind of scratch your head. But it having a different version and a version that's like similar to PS4 is not too far off. Like I mentioned earlier, Sonic Unleashed is one of those that I remember I bought it on Wii, and I was like, wait a minute, why can't I walk around into town like in the 360 version? I just hope that it's not that situation where they cut out certain parts of the game to make it fit on Switch 2. I would just rather a version that's more tuned down to the Switch 2 standards. Random Rick
Um,
Review says I played the last remake of RE1 a while and it felt more like a door opening simulator than RE from my memory. Really? You think that about Resident Evil Remake? Like, I mean, there's a lot of doors, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of doors in every oh my bad.
Well, I mean,
yeah, in every Resident Evil game, you know. So I mean, I don't
yeah,
know
but you have the
what you're
cutscenes of
expecting.
the doors, so there's a lot of.
Yeah,
They have the beautiful door
you're out of
cutscenes.
You're out of mansion, so I'm expecting to see doors. You know, but
Exactly. So
yeah.
oh,
yeah,
good.
what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say that I will say that I mentioned I think last week that I got Cyberpunk 2077 on Switch 2 on sale just because I wanted to have it on Switch 2 and
Mm-hmm.
I played it for the first time docked and it felt very surreal because it looked really good on Switch 2 docked it did undocked it was like okay docked it was definitely a lot more consistent but it's just like I can't believe I'm playing this on Nintendo Switch right now you know it's just very it was very bizarre, but very, very impressive though.
I did see that you picked that up on the sale, that big sale that's going on right now on Nintendo Switch, which a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff on there. I'm like, man, I see. You mentioned last time also you picked up Sonic Generations because that was on
I
sale.
did.
Wasn't there another game you picked up?
Yeah, Gundam, that
Oh
Gundam
yes,
remake.
Gundam. Was it? Oh yeah, the Gundam Seed remake. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, let me see if I can find out what else I got.
Yeah, I might pick up Cyberpunk 2 on the Switch too because what I did like I keep forgetting that it's also cross save. You can cross save between the Switch 2
Yeah.
to the PC. Which
Yep.
I'm like, man, how come we can't get this for like all the other games, man? It would be so dope, you know?
Yeah. Random Rick Reviews says it was cool in the PS1 days, but now I'm like open the effing door already, he says.
Well,
So,
so here's the funny thing about that. So there if you play on PC, obviously there's mods that exist to where like when you open the door is gonna like skip the entire door animation.
mhm.
And I did use one of those mods before. So maybe try that instead, if anything, because I it does annoy me a hell of a lot when I'm opening a door. You have to see the whole door animation
Yep.
and then it
There's
loads
something
like the next
charming
area.
about it. Come
No,
on,
I agree.
90s.
no, it's not.
Yeah, it
It's not,
is. It's
man.
iconic.
You're such a 90s born in the 90s kid, Ash.
Yeah, but it also gets fucking annoying, especially if I'm trying to get through the game. Especially you're speed running, bro. I'm telling you, it's annoying. I'm just telling you, man. It didn't age well. It didn't age well for the most part.
I
I'm
don't know.
glad they
I think it's still
checked that
good. Like
out.
I'll play like Resident Evil 0 from time to time. Resident Evil 0 is one of those games that a lot of people don't like because the inventory management system is just as bad where you have to just throw it out on the floor. But
Yep.
I still think it's good. Even Geek says he still likes it. So you're all by yourself, Ash.
We should have Geek on, and we could have maybe convinced you, all three of us, that maybe you're wrong.
Yeah,
I'm
right. I
kidding.
told Geek we got to get him back on here.
Yeah, for sure. I'd
When we
love to
do
have him
another
on.
RPG centric one. Shout out to Geek Show. He has archives back. I think he's streaming archives right now, so he brought that back. Great stuff. If you don't know what archives is, it's basically Toonami but for games. So great to have, whether you're watching or have it in the background. It's nice to see that he has like his own little ads that he did. He has also some nice 90s ads in there as well, which
Love
is kind of
that.
cool, and it's very nostalgic. I'll have it in the background, and I'll hear something, I say, I remember that ad, and just looking at it, oh man, those were the, oh, man, yeah, he
You
did
Still
a
know,
need to
really
do the
good
Final
job.
Fantasy episode.
a game that had way better door animations is Luigi's Mansion 1, and I'll stand by that.
Oh yeah, Geek says he's waiting for us to finish Expedition 33. He has some stuff to say about Expedition 33.
Yeah, I'd love to discuss that. Yeah.
I'll try
Yeah,
to.
I don't know if I'm almost done. It really just depends because I know what I need to do to complete the story, but I also want to complete everything else too. So it's one of those
Yeah.
things.
I'm not worried about
right
you,
now,
Ash. You're gonna beat it. It's James that's gonna take like 6 years to finally do it.
I'll try my best. Hey, the minute they announce a Switch 2 version, maybe that I'll just be all over that and
You
just.
own it on Steam. Just play it on your whatever you got.
I mean,
Hey,
that's true. I
listen.
could.
If I would say sure wait for the Switch 2 version if they support cross save. If they don't, yeah, just finish on the Steam.
That would be nice if they support cross save.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I think I can catch up. I'm not that far in. Like, what? How? I don't know. I gotta check how many hours I'm in.
You'll have to restart it. I bet you're gonna be so lost. It's been like 6 years since you've played it.
I know where I'm at. Like, I am in the beginning. I'm like still in the beginning. So I got to the first area from chapter 2 or whatever, or is it chapter 2 or chapter 3? Whatever chapter I'm at. Or
Act 2?
Or Act 2, yeah. Where I have Versal, and then you go into the main place. You go into that place. You have the tutorial of whatever the R2 blocking is.
The gradient. The
Yeah,
gradient
yeah,
attack.
the great encounter.
Yeah, so have that, and then I'm somewhere in there because remember I shut it down.
So you just got Minoko then?
No, I haven't gone there yet.
Or you're about to?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I was there. Remember, because I was struggling because I forgot which button was parry, which button was dodge, and I'm here like they're attacking me. I'm like, wait, which button it is, and I have to like kind of retrain my brain again, and then I just stopped right after that. But yeah, that's that. Yeah, Geek's been playing Breath of Fire 4.
Bet you like that.
Yes,
I'm actually planning on starting over on that game with the GOG version and stuff because I finally was able to get that running on the Steam Deck. It had some weird issues when booting up.
There is a mod I sent it to Geek on how to make it look better overall. So like there's a bunch of cool stuff that they added to it and some other like quality of life stuff, which is pretty cool. I'll send it to you guys.
Like what exactly does it take away from like the original
No,
like feel of the game, if that makes sense?
No, it won't take away from that. It is, where is that mod at? Let me see. There's a whole bunch of stuff that it mentions. So like filtering, better controller setups, swapping out the on-screen buttons. Let me see.
Oh, things like that. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, just to make it look better overall, because like a lot of people are saying like it doesn't look as clean as it should. So here they try to make a more accurate like HD version, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. He says he's been going ham lately. He's got an 8-game rotation. Sounds like Bryant.
I'm getting
Bryant's
up
almost there. Geek says, so now you want the nostalgia, Ash.
Hey,
listen. You don't want. He doesn't want the doors, but he wants the.
I like the doors from Luigi's Mansion 1. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember those.
I don't even remember those.
Yeah, yeah. No, nobody does. You know,
it's not on a Switch GameCube yet, is it? Luigi's Mansion.
No, it was one of the games that was on the little sizzle reel that they had.
I bet it'll come in October. I bet that's the October game. It has to be.
Yeah,
watch him not do that.
December.
I'll still be depressed.
I hope.
Right?
I hope this month they add Fire Emblem. I hope so. That'd be amazing.
Which game is it? Fire Emblem what?
Fire Emblem
Path of Radiance, which is one of my favorites. Yeah, Radiant Dawn. Its sequel is direct sequel is my favorite. But Path of Radiance is really really good. So that's another one. If that drops, I would highly recommend playing that game because that has Ike in it. So that's where everybody knows Ike from. That's my boy. This guy, Ike. That's why he's not in the
your
background.
Favorite character?
Yeah, Ike's my favorite.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he's up there. Like Ike is my favorite, but I also really like Celica and Alma as well. They're really good characters as well. So
I like Lynn.
yeah, Lynn is from the
The
Game Boy
internet
Advance
likes
game.
Lynn.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Lynn is from Fire Emblem. It was just called Fire Emblem in the US. I forgot what the subtitle is in
Yeah.
Japan.
Honestly, that was such a lazy translation. I wish we
Mm.
got the Japanese name for the
Yeah.
US so that
It's I
way.
think the Blazing Blade. I think is what it's called.
I thought that was Roy's game.
Maybe because there's the Blazing Blade and there's the Burning Blade. I think are the two different
Oh
ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
Burning Blade's Roy's game. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Blazing Blade is Roy's dad's game actually because it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Is there? Yeah. And they changed a lot of things about Lynn's story too in the English
And
version because if not, it would not go for how things are set up here in the US. Let's just say that.
yeah, especially localization
Some
stuff.
localization.
Mhm.
I will say this is that I understand you want certain remakes to happen for certain Fire Emblem games, James, but I feel like I think it's more important for Intelligent Systems to remake a Roy's game at least because it's weird. We know Roy because everyone knows Roy from Smash Brothers Melee, but yet we never had like a true localized version of Roy's game.
Yeah.
You
it's
know,
true.
so it's I don't know. I think they need to get that out of the way first, or just create official translation for the game and release it on the Nintendo Switch Online or something like that. You know,
That'd be nice. It's
Or-
available
or
on
one of the-
Nintendo
one of
Switch
the-
Online for Japan.
Of course it is. God, man, don't even get started on that. But yeah,
I mean, they can do it. They should know. I'm sure Nintendo knows how to patch a ROM. If anybody
Yeah,
else knows how to
they do
patch a
know.
ROM, they know how to do it as well.
Oh, 100%.
That would be a lot easier than just remaking the game. Though I still want a Genealogy of the Holy War remake. That'd be amazing. Anyways, going back to the topic, yeah, Resident Evil Requiem might be coming to Switch 2, so I'm excited. If it does come for Switch 2, I'll probably pick it up on there and play it. If not, I'm still gonna pick it up regardless because Resident Evil Requiem is probably my most anticipated game right now. Very, very excited for that game.
The game is so far away. I'm like,
I
man,
know it's February. I was like, oh.
I'm like,
How
I'm
about
glad.
Metroid?
I'm glad they gave us a release date for it.
I think
I'm not complaining, but it's just they're dropping like stuff, and I'm like, bro, okay, I'm sold on the game. Don't stop, shut up. Let me just get the game, man.
Metroid Prime 4, I am also super hyped about, but I think part of me is because we don't have a release date yet, and I'm just kind of like,
it's not real until there's a release date.
Exactly. We saw some gameplay, and that's about it. Which is actually a good segue for our next and final Nintendo topic. Before we end the podcast with one last thing, and that is a rumored Nintendo Switch 2 by Direct by Nate the Hate. Nate the Hate, who has a really good track record. He said when the June Direct was going to be for, or was it June? No, was it June Direct or July? The partner direct we had. When was that? That was July, right? Yeah, I think it was July.
I don't remember. It was so not memorable. I erased it from my memory.
He knew, he pretty much said when it was gonna happen, and it was true. And like I said, he has a really, really good track record on a lot of things. And he went out and said, and shout out to Brian because Brian brought it to attention in the Discord. He said Nintendo Direct is coming either September 11th or September 12th. That is next Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, that's like here's a problem with that. He says a Nintendo Direct is coming, so I'm just like, okay.
Well, they've done every other kind of direct.
Yeah, they did a partner. They did an indie.
You never know, man. You never know. They could just drop a partner direct part 2. I'm just, I mean, because I know a direct is coming, but like we need a full confirmation if we're getting a fully dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 Nintendo Direct. Okay.
Yeah,
so I think it will be because they have a track record of doing it in September.
Yeah,
and they've done all the other ones already.
I would think, yeah, because they're gonna do it before Tokyo Game Show, so they have to show off some stuff there, which is what I told you guys. Like, I thought I'm already wrong because I said it was gonna be the first week of September, so this is technically gonna be the second week of September it is coming out. But I knew they were gonna do it before Tokyo Game Show because they've always done it before Tokyo Game Show, and part of me thinks that it's got to be a full Nintendo Direct, so we will get third party stuff, right? But a lot of first party as well. We'll probably see more on Pokemon Legends ZA. more on Metroid Prime 4 and probably finally the release date for that. I hope so, at least. Maybe another game that's coming that hasn't been announced. I think we'll probably get hints. They're gonna end with something amazing, whether it's Xenoblade Chronicles 4 or Xenosaga remake. That'd be amazing.
Or just bring everything up to 60, man. Just bring them all to 60.
That's true.
Even though
I have like really low expectations. I'm like, bro, give me Switch 2 updates for some of these games right now.
Well, what if they did that?
I'd
They're like,
beg of
hey,
you.
here's the new Xeno game, whatever, because supposedly it's not going to be even Xenoblade no more. It's going to be a different, like,
I mean, no, I'm
what do
fine
you
with
call it,
that too.
subtext.
I'm fine with that too, but
Yeah.
along with that, I want them to do it. Actually, if anything, if they can do this, awesome. Have them do a sizzle reel of all the Switch 2 updates that's coming to.
That'd be nice,
Like
too.
that
That'd be awesome.
That'd be fine by me. You don't have to do like a dedicated like trailer for it. Just give me sizzle reel of all the Switch 2 updates that are coming out, like for the rest of the year. Like, please, I beg. That's all I'm asking.
It would be such an easy goal too. It'd be so easy, like, because you get people hyped for old software again.
Yeah.
You get to see the power of the Switch 2 making these games. I mean, because the Xenoblade games, like, what I've played of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 on Switch, I have really enjoyed, and I do like it, but I know that I'm not as big of a fan as like you guys are probably. But I recognize how incredible those games would look at 60 FPS and just the resolution.
Way higher resolution.
Yeah, if you did that, like those games, because aesthetically they're beautiful, they're very original, and I think the reason is because they came out on Wii, where you had to kind of use some trickery to make things look good and have it kind of stand up to other things, and so you just kind of put that on newer hardware and make it run a little smoother, make the resolution a little higher, and oh my god, that'd be incredible. And I'd probably drop a lot of the stuff I'm playing to go play Xenoblade Chronicles 1 right now.
Yeah, well, the Switch version was actually redone, the Definitive Edition. They redid the whole art style to that game because the Wii art style was not that great. And then that game got ported to 3DS, which, I owned it on 3DS. And then, of course, the Switch version, they just redid the whole art style and made it look just so much better, but it is a lower resolution. And the issue with all the Xenoblade games is a lower resolution. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 looks the best out of all three, but that's because they started using the upscaling techniques to kind of hide its imperfections. But actually, that lies. Xenoblade Chronicles X probably looks the best out of all of them. But 3 looks really good compared to the trilogy of games. And that's, like I said, it's because they're using upscaling techniques. But I agree. It would be amazing if they just updated and like, hey, native 4K 60 FPS, native 1080p 60 FPS. Those games will look amazing because 3, there's so much blur in 3 that I went back and played it for maybe an hour, maybe 2, and then I was like, I can't. Like, I don't want to continue any of my Xenoblade games, including X, which I want to play and go to the new like added bonus area that they did, but I don't want to do it because I know they're gonna update it for 60 FPS, and I know the minute I beat it, that's when they
finish it, and then they're gonna do it. Yeah,
yeah. 100%. So I'm like, no, I'm a really fight against the urge to play it and wait for the update.
And imagine all the mayhem happening, like because we know how complex and crazy things will get, especially when you're playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3, right? All that stuff happening at a high resolution 60 FPS, which was like, man, I can never take my eyes off of this now. And like, I haven't even played the game yet, man. I'm just waiting for that update to come out so I can go crazy with it,
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is impressive because you have 7 characters on screen, 8 if you have the Nopons, and they're fighting the enemies, and you can have like 20 enemies at once, and it doesn't drop frames at all. It's very impressive. In combat, at least, which is funny because then sometimes you're walking around in the world and it can drop some frames, but in combat it doesn't drop frames, which is I thought was kind of funny when it comes to that. But yeah, I can see them doing like, hey, we're announcing a new Xeno game, and by the way, to hold you over, we've updated all Xenoblade Chronicles games to 60 FPS and native resolutions for Switch 2. That'd be awesome.
Please, for the love
while
of
they're
God.
at it, Metroid Prime 2 and 3. Let's get that done finally.
That would be cool too.
Yeah, it's that also. Like,
but here's the thing. My fear is they go ahead and announce that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is delayed till next year."
Oh, you know what? I trade it off. I'd be okay with it. If you gave me 2 and 3. I trade it
Yeah.
off. Yeah,
I
100%.
wouldn't. I would be upset.
I got enough stuff to play already. I don't if they need another 6 months to make it cook and they give me 2 and 3 remastered, I'm totally fine with that.
I don't think I would be upset at that. But we'll have to see. I'm curious to see what else they would show. There's a rumor of a new Super Mario Brothers like collection, or I thought they call it like New Super Mario Brothers All Star, which would have New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Brothers DS, and New Super Mario Brothers 2. Right? I think it was called.
You gotta do Galaxy 2, man, as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but they're not gonna do Galaxy. They're gonna be like,
You don't think they're gonna do Galaxy 2?
I don't think
Ever?
so. I think they're gonna make it. If they do, maybe they'll do like a remake. That'd be kind of cool. But
Okay.
like,
I
yeah,
liked
just
1
prettier
better
though.
than 2. How about you guys?
2 has Yoshi, and I like Yoshi. So, but I don't know. I think 1 for me. I'm more nostalgic about 1 than 2. So it's kind of hard to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I like them both equally. They're really, really good. I still think Mario 64 is the best 3D version, but that could be also nostalgia.
You know, the better Mario Galaxy game is Super Luigi Galaxy. You know.
Oh, but yeah, you guys think the Nintendo Direct is true?
I do.
I do. It's just which direct. That's the real question. So
I think it's just a normal Direct. So a mixture, right? Third party, first party. They're gonna announce
It-
Pokemon on Game Boy Color finally. Nah, I doubt it. It won't do that stuff.
No.
Not with Legends ZA coming out next month.
No. You have a quota of Pokemon games you get in a year. Don't push it.
Oh, Geek is like Ash. He said he likes Sunshine more than 64.
Oh,
If-
good taste, man. Good taste.
Some of the
if
best water in
look,
video games. I agree with that.
Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. If you took away 50% of the blue coin crap in Sunshine and you made that like 2 other levels instead, I would like Sunshine probably better than 64. But the fact of the matter is that they cut out so much. You can tell it was a rush job for that August of 2002, I want to say, to get a Mario GameCube game out, that they're like, okay, let's just put a bunch of blue coins everywhere and that'll pad it out. And I don't like that. But otherwise, though, some of those levels are great.
Yeah, it's definitely a hassle to collect those blue coins because they don't even tell you like where, like how many blue
Which ones
coins
you're
you could have
missing.
collected in this area, this and that. And like there's a total you can aim for, but you have to like keep track of that stuff
Right.
yourself, you know? So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that portion.
Cool. Well, we'll be back next week. Who knows? Next week's podcast might be on the Direct, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see, especially if it's on Friday. I think it's Thursday. They always do it on a Thursday, and it's probably like Friday Japanese time. So I think that's why he said 11 or 12. But we'll wait and see. I guess if they announce it, they'll announce it. The way things like this have been lately, they announce it like the day before, which is crazy. Kind of sucks, but that's the way they do it. So we'll wait and see. All right, our last topic for the day is on the topic of rumors of directs. There is a rumored state of play also happening this month before Tokyo Game Show, which I also think that's going to be a thing. And in this rumored state of play, apparently there is already a finished new trailer and new look of the Wolverine game. So that what do you guys think about that? Are you excited to see more about the Wolverine finally? Or I think it's called Wolverine. I think it's just called Wolverine, not the Wolverine. No, you're not excited?
I'm not. No, I mean, like, I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna like it probably a lot. I mean, I love the Spider-Man games or whatever, but it's just it's gonna be an action fighter game, like Spider-Man, but you're Wolverine. I mean, it's not exactly the same, obviously, because they're different. You know, you have to be swinging through New York or whatever. But I mean, it's gonna be an action platformer game or whatever, and it's gonna be great. I'm sure the quality's gonna be amazing. Like, it's gonna be drip with quality. Insomniac makes only quality products for the most part, but it's not like a new exciting thing to me. It's just gonna be a character action game and a great one at that. But I wish I would see something that was just not that. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah. Ash?
Not really a big fan of Wolverine myself, not too much. I'm just hoping on whatever they have seems fun. I mean, I know Insomniac it has been pretty good with the track record and stuff and everything, but like, I don't know. It's just man, it sucks how the way that game got leaked too. I'm like, oh god,
Their
it's
whole
just
roadmap got leaked.
yeah, straight
Yeah.
up, man. So I'm just hoping that because of that leak, it doesn't like further push back everything on it. Um, hopefully we get a really good trailer out of it, and hopefully too, if possible, they can bring back the Spider-Man multiplayer because they did have that in the works, but cancel it. So
Yeah. There's a mod on PC to do the Spider-Man multiplayer, which looks pretty cool.
yeah,
I
I
thought
did
that
see
would be
that.
kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably in the minority where I enjoy Spider-Man, but playing it, I'm just like, it's just Batman, Arkham City, just Spider-Man, right? Like it it didn't feel all that different. And I'm probably gonna get hate for this and attacked, but like
Spider-Man's a lot more
it,
fluid. Batman's a lot more deliberate.
exactly, but like the mechanics and the gameplay was like very similar, right? Yeah, you're swinging on here, and then you had those missions where you're hiding and taking down people. Well, guess what? Batman had the same thing. You would use the bat grappling hook and go around and go down and like grab the enemy and kind of take them down, and just do that in that one go. And if not, if you got seen, then you would have to fight them. Like stuff like that was already done before. So when Spider-Man came out, my thoughts were just like, oh, it's just Batman, cool.
I
And
felt I
uh
felt like what will make more Spider-Man more different is if they were to make like a I think it's called the a sequel to Web of Shadows or something like that.
the
I'm
one,
not too sure. It's the one where like essentially all the dimensions of Spider-Man
yeah,
and with the
that's
multiverse
Web of
come together and work
Shadows.
together.
No,
Web of
Shattered
Shadows, yeah.
Dimensions. Isn't that Shattered
Shattered
Dimensions?
Dimension.
Yeah,
I think it's Shattered Dimensions, yeah. I feel like that story was a lot more unique and cool to look through and stuff because I think it brought out more of like the 90s era Spider-Man and stuff. And
yes,
it
Shattered
was essentially
Dimensions.
yeah, it's usually his own thing, and I think the more the hardcore Spider-Man fans can definitely agree that yeah, Shadow Dimensions is definitely one of those games that it's always fun to revisit,
Yeah,
and if it were to get like a sequel to it or a remake, that'd be really dope as well, So
yeah, yeah. Going to the topic of Wolverine, I mean, I'm glad to see like gameplay of it. Hopefully, there's gameplay. Hopefully, it's not another cinematic trailer.
There has to be. There has to be gameplay of it. You kidding
Because
me?
I mean, who knows? But I hope we see gameplay. And it's one of those things like in my head, I'm like, how are you gonna do a Wolverine game? Is it gonna be open world or is it gonna be a more linear experience like God of War, kind of, right? Or God of War's not super linear, but it's like open spaces, if that makes sense. Like I can see it being more similar to God of War than Spider-Man. Because Wolverine is just not a character that he's not going through the cities, right? Or jumping
Yeah, he's
around
not
or
Batman or
something.
Spider-Man.
Exactly. So I don't I can see it being a more confined experience. And they have that experience already with like Ratchet and Clank, which is a more confined experience. So I think that's the route they're gonna go with Wolverine, but I could be wrong. It could be Wolverine could be just like a hack and slash. It can be a Devil May Cry type game. And I can kind of see it
Right,
having
that's what
that.
I was thinking.
Yeah. Geek saying he's hoping it to be open world. To go through the forest. Yeah, but I mean I can see it being level based, right? Like he's trying to hunt down like Silver Samurai or something like that. Like I can see it being something more level based than anything else.
Can I just say I started watching I want to watch all the original X-Men
Mm-hmm.
animated show, from the 90s or whatever. Cuz I want to watch that X-Men 97 show on Disney
Oh,
Plus 'cause I heard it's
yeah,
like amazing or whatever.
it is good.
And
Yep.
I have to say that opening theme song from X-Men in the 90s, it has no business being as epic and amazing as it is.
It is amazing.
Like seriously, like if you just listen to it and the instrumentation of that song, like with the violins and the like bong,
Yeah,
da-da-na-na-na-na, like
yeah.
it's incredible. Like you don't even realize it when you're a kid how good it was. And
It sounds way
shout out to
better in
that.
X-Men 97 because of course they redid the music at higher bit rate. So if you
Oh,
have like a
nice.
surround sound, it sounds even more epic.
It's so epic.
Yeah. Even the opening itself is really good. Like the animation of everything and how they're introducing
Oh,
everybody.
absolutely.
It's great.
Yeah,
Geek
it's
says,
perfect.
yeah, I just rewatched Brian, and he says it still holds up to this day. They sampled Whitney
Yeah.
Houston's song "Whatever You Want." Really? I'm gonna have to listen to that song. I don't know that song.
Wait,
But I
what
did
did he
not know
say about Whitney Houston?
that song is sampled by Whitney Houston's "Whatever You Want."
Really? Oh, I want to
Yes.
listen to that. That's interesting. You could probably put that theme song into anything and make it like 80 times better.
Yeah. I like when they sample stuff. There's a song I was listening to today, from a rapper named Lecrae, and it sounds like he's sampling Pokemon Diamond and Pearl's cave theme, but I can't confirm that. There's like a little melody, it's a little jingle, and the first time I heard it, I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like the Pokemon cave theme. And it just sounds exactly like that. And I just keep listening to it over and over. I'm like, wait a minute, that's got to be Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. And I don't know. I wish I can like ask him, hey, was this sampled from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl to find out? Because there are songs out there that are sampled by games. Who is it? Wiz Khalifa, I think, has one from Chrono Trigger. They have Shala's theme and shoot, the Forest theme. I forgot what it's called. Man, what is it called? The Forest theme in Chrono Trigger. They
Oh,
it
Secret of the Forest?
is that what it's called?
Thought it
Does
was.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, I don't know why I can't think of it.
Do 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 do
Yes,
do do
that
do
was
do.
sampled
Yeah,
as well, which
that's
was
cool.
pretty
It's a
cool.
great song.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
person's
speaking of that, did you see that they're doing a live orchestrated version of the Chrono Trigger soundtrack
in
in Japan?
Japan. Yeah, I
What
saw that.
I would give to
When?
go to that, it
When?
might be when you're there. You should double check.
Oh
When are you
snap!
going,
I will
Ash?
hate you. I will hate you, Ash, if you get to go to that.
And I will relish it, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I bet.
I'm going on October 6th. I'm
Let
going
me
on
see.
October 6th. And I'm staying till October
I hope it's
22nd,
on
bro.
October
If
5th.
if it's in that time range, I'm going. I'm going, bro. I'm
You'll
going.
probably pay scalpers prices for it too. I would.
We'll see.
No,
We'll see.
it's not. It's in January.
Oh,
Damn it.
Yeah.
bummer.
No, wait, hold on. No.
Uh, uh,
What? It makes no sense. They said, "Oh, it is." No, wait. No, I think this person messed up
here, I'll look it up too.
because
Chrono
it looks like it says
Trigger.
September 1st through September 17th. But I don't think it's
Damn.
accurate.
Yeah.
January 17th to 18th.
That's what it says. Okay. Is that the
Yep.
Reddit post you're looking at?
I'm looking at AI and Reddit.
Because if you look at the Reddit post, but then you go into the picture, that is not January. That says September 1st.
Well, I'm looking at the 30th. Everything I'm looking at is saying that it's in January. I see like a couple gaming websites that are saying that too.
It depends on what the source is too. But like, I mean, I could try to book another trip after I'm done with my October trip, but
I do it.
Oh no, I like so application period is from September 1st through September 17th. So you have to
Gotcha.
apply to go.
You have to apply. That doesn't surprise me.
Oh,
Yeah.
apply to go, which means I'm gonna get thrown to another freaking lottery.
Yeah, it's January 17th,
Like-
18th, and 19th. I don't know if you can see that there. But yeah,
Why don't they bring that to America? Oh my god, if that came here, I would
that would be
hearing
amazing.
if they played Corridors of Time, I'd start bawling my eyes out.
Corridors
Like
of Time is
seriously.
amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Seriously.
A lot of good music in that game. Quarters of Time, just that whole soundtrack is still amazing.
Yeah,
It's got to be in the top, not even the top 10. It's got to
Top
be like the
5.
top 2. I would say.
Yeah, definitely at least top 5.
Yeah, because it's an amazing soundtrack. None of those songs, even for Super Nintendo music, it just doesn't get old. You can go back to it and listen to it, and I'm like, man, this still sounds like something amazing today. Yeah, Yasururi Mitsuda did work with Chrono Trigger. Even Chrono Cross is good, but I do gotta give, outside of Scars of Time from Chrono Cross, I think every other song in Chrono Trigger is better than Chrono Cross. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I can't say too much about Chrono Cross since I haven't played that one yet. So
Hmm.
I have. I've played a lot of Chrono Cross. Okay, I don't think there's any. Okay, I'll put it this way: like, there's no doubt that Chrono Trigger overall has the better soundtrack than Chrono Cross. Chrono Cross still has a fantastic soundtrack, but Chrono
Yeah.
Trigger's soundtrack does beat it. But with that being said, Chrono Cross does have a Corridors of Time level song in it, which is Scars of Time, as you mentioned. I'd still
Yep.
would give Corridors of Time the nod just because it like really puts. It's really fun. What's really interesting about Corridors of Time for me is that, as I mentioned on the podcast, I didn't play Chrono Trigger until 2018. I had zero experience with it except just hearing how great it was from everybody, and I played it for the first time in 2018 on DS. And as soon as I heard that Corridors of Time song, even though I've never heard it before, it put me in this very nostalgic kind of like zen, very deep personal kind of mood listening to it that not a lot of like listening to game soundtracks in general can kind of put me in different nostalgic moods or make me feel a certain way. But that song in particular, even though I'd never heard it before, I felt like I'd heard it a million times or something when I was a kid. So it's very deeply personal to me. And it's probably definitely in my top 3 best video game songs ever, if not like number 1. But Scars of Time, like that, I would say Scars of Time is Chrono Cross's Corridors of Time, which hey, they both end with of time, right?
Yeah. Scars of Time is great. And what makes
It
it
is.
even better is just that opening, right?
Yeah, with the cinema sequence, like
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like that opening is just great. Just how everything ties in and how they go with the music. Just great. Like that scene always gets me where like kid like turns around and like goes in
yeah,
like
that.
yeah, and then like it like focuses in and goes
Yep,
in like yeah, that's
yep. It's so
and
crazy that like that game came out 25 years ago, whatever it was, and you talk about that part, and I know exactly what part you're talking about in that
yep.
opening cinema sequence, and it lasts like 5 seconds.
Yep. They did a remake kind of opening. I don't know if you've seen it with when they did a collab with the mobile game. What is it called? There's some mobile game that they did a collab. So they redid the Scars of Time opening with like
Oh,
anime
cool.
graphics, but they
Oh,
added in
nice.
like the mobile games like tie-in and it was pretty good. Like it's the same music, but then they just had different animated sequences, but they kept that same part where kid turns around and takes out the hand, but it's in an anime style. It looks amazing. Like I recommend watching it. Really, really, really good. So, uh, but yeah. So going back to our original topic, Wolverine. We'll see if that state of play is legit. Hopefully, PlayStation has more to show because they've been very quiet this year. Outside
They
of Ghost
have.
of Yotei, Lost Soul Side came out too, and mixed reviews on it. A lot of people say the combat's amazing, but everything else is kind of like, a good 7 out of 10 game. And what I think that's it, right? Nothing else from PlayStation this year.
Um.
Well, watch him show Ghost of Yotei one more time.
Oh, if
I
they did a
mean,
Ghost of Yotei, didn't they already have a Ghost of Yotei direct? If they did
they
another one,
did.
I'd slam my head on the table.
Yeah, they
Um,
they did.
yeah, I don't think they had anything else really. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so either. Man. I don't know. I just feel like the PlayStation of today is not the same PlayStation that we had before. There's some other stuff that we could have discussed, but we don't have time. Like PlayStation is apparently coming out with a model that's going to have again 825 gigabytes of storage and not 1 terabyte of storage, and it's going to be basically the same price. And they're doing that in the UK, so it's replacing the base model. So not only is they up the price to the PlayStation, they're replacing that model with one that has less storage for the same price. Like we live in such a backwards world right now where everything
Yeah,
everywhere
it's
is
insane.
is backwards. It's crazy. Consoles used to get cheaper and
Yeah,
not more
now they're more
expensive.
expensive.
And I don't know, like I had gave props for Sony for holding out, at least in the US, for raising prices. But now the stuff they're doing in Europe, where they're gonna give you the same PS5 but less storage. I don't know, man. I thought the slim version was supposed to be the version that kind of helped them, control costs because they don't have that big of a heat sink in it anymore. So like it should be cheaper, technically speaking. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh well, it's the world we live in today. Anyways, that brings us to the end of the podcast. Appreciate everybody who showed up. Thank you, Geek, for showing up. Once again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Tomorrow we have the group stream. Not exactly sure what we're gonna do for the group stream. We'll have to discuss and find out there. If you are on YouTube, basically stay on. I'm gonna go ahead and set it so that it moves over to Geeks Archives video, which, like I said, it's really fun, really cool to watch. Highly recommend it. You know, if you want, you can have it in the background. Geek also has Chrono Trigger gameplay on there, so like Chrono Trigger is one of the things, and each I don't know how you want to put it. What would you call them, Geek? Like episode, I guess, of Archives has different episodes for each game. So it's not like he's going through one whole game all the way through and then switching. No, it's like he'll play a portion of one game. He has a customized opening and ending for each game. And then kind of like Toonami, it ends, you get credit scenes and everything, and then he'll have some commercials play, and then he moves on to the next game. And it's a small portion, about like 30 minutes or so of each game, and then commercials in between, and then it'll end. Oh, it's over already? Oh, okay. It was showing up on my screen that you were still live, but maybe it's because they haven't updated. So never mind that. But yeah, if you haven't, then watch Archives. It's great. Great time to have there. And subscribe to Geek. Good guy. Good guy. Has some good stuff going on.
Where
He
can you
has-
find him at?
Yeah, Geek. Type in the chat where you can find him at. Of course, it's at TheGeakShow on YouTube and on Twitch. He's on Twitch as well. He says he'll be back tomorrow from 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific. Yep, and yeah, each episode is 30 minutes a game. Yeah, so he has like Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Tales of Arise, shoot. I don't know why I can't think of the HD2D Tactics game that came out. Triangle Strategy.
Triangle
There we go.
Strategy?
Yeah. Triangle Strategy. He had Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in there. I don't know if he still does. What else did he had there? He had quite a bit of stuff there. So there's quite a lot of games to look into. But anyways, like I mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow with group stream. We'll figure out what we're gonna do later on. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Follow over on Twitch. Bryant, where can I catch you at?
I am at red_so_deep on Twitter.
What about you, Ash?
You can catch me at Astro Shram on YouTube as well.
And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter. We will see you guys next week. Maybe we'll get Geek on. We'll see what topics we have to discuss next week. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Bryant. Thank you, Ash. And thank you, Geek, as well, for joining. We will catch you guys next time.